Hello, my beautiful people. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Depends where you are in the world. Yesterday, in my previous video, actually, I talked about breathing techniques. And some people, my friends, they actually spoke to me and they said, well, who's got the time for this sitting down and breathing and all this stuff? Well, I gave them their answer, but actually, I think in general, if people are thinking that way, if anybody has this in their mind thinking, I don't have the time for all this, let me give you an answer. Because if you don't have the time for yourself, if you don't have the time for your own breathing, your breath is your life. So if you don't have time for life, then what else? The thing is, our contribution, our help, our making a difference in this world, our everything depends on our being alive and healthy. Health is very important too. If you're not healthy, you become a burden on this earth. You become a burden on your own relations, and nobody has the time. And the human beings, they don't have that much patience. I can give tons of examples where I've seen very close, very loving relations getting tired and fed up and literally thinking like, okay, maybe this is best if this person leaves this earth because now we can't cope with them. And it's not just about finances that they were spending on their medicines or the doctors and hospitals. It's also like physical health, emotional health, mental health, all the time being there for them or some time being there for them. So if you can't even look after your own breathing, what are you heading to? What do you want to happen? Because the thing is, we all have to get old one day. We're all getting old. Every day we're getting closer to our end, obviously. That's the reality of life. Nothing scary, but this is how it is. So why you want to be dependent on other people in your last or your late age days? Why you want to do that? It's very important to look after your health. It's very important to look after your self-respect and your body and we're not just body. So obviously you have to look after yourself, and breathing is very important for that. But that's all I can say, guys. If you can't even have some time for your own breathing, then I don't know what to say. So whoever has the time for these things, maybe I'm only talking to them now today. And today I'm just going to tell you one more thing, which is actually, without even thinking about it, we're ignoring it all the time. And that is when we start clinging to the things. Yesterday I was talking about the clinging to the relations and being insecure and keeping them around even if they're abusing you. And the circumstances, being in the same job, even if you're not enjoying it, just for a few quid, you're just actually dragging yourself, or doing anything, or being in a place just because you know few people there, or if you don't like the things, move away from them. If you can't get on with people or they can't get on with you, with all respect and everything, on a good note, just move away from them. That's all. You're doing a favor to yourself and you're doing a favor to them as well. Trust me. Because any relationship when you're sitting like this and you're just literally, hurting each other and getting injured and not injured all the time physical. I'm not talking about physical injuries. I'm talking about the emotional injuries. Your heart also feels the things. You feel. You're a living being, so you feel the things. And those feelings, those bad emotions come out in many, many horrible ways. Why would you do that? Keep it clear. If you don't do that, then you're asking for trouble for yourself and for other people too. I mean, the person you are actually staying there for, or the job you're staying there for, is not going to serve you in the long run, because you are, you're just having it for a long time. You can't continue like that. Your health will give up. So you won't be able to continue with that job. Your relation, whoever you're there for, they start taking you for granted. And then ultimately you'd have to run away or just keep getting abused. So be your own master. Take control of your life. It's not just breathing, it's everything. It's like clutter. I've seen people like all the time, they say, oh, I have to get this work done in my house, I have to get that work done in my house. Oh, I can't leave my house, I can't go anywhere. Even my mom, God bless her, when she was alive, she was always saying, well, I can't come to you, I can't go anywhere because I have to look after my house. I can't understand why you keep these ties so much, so many ties. I'm not saying don't have a house. All I'm saying is just keep as much as you can handle conveniently, happily, and it's your pleasure, it's your environment. So just keep it like that. Instead of thinking like I have to make a big house, or I have to buy a big car, or I have to have so much money in the bank. The ultimate answer is still leaving time. When the departure comes, what will you do? And please don't think like I'm talking like this to make anybody depressed. Because when you talk about death or the end of life, people start feeling scared in death and they say, God forbid. Well, there's no God forbid to this. It's the reality of life. This is the ultimate happening that happens to everyone, all of us. It happened to the people no matter how big they were in their life, what kind of role they played or did not play in this life, no matter what pile of money they made in this life. But then, well, they know the pile of money other people might be enjoying or nobody would be enjoying, who knows. So whatever you have, just keep whatever is important for a good, healthy, happy life. That's all. Don't keep gathering up. Don't be clingy to things and people and relations and anything. Detachment is the freedom. Detach yourself from anything and everything that is actually holding you back from growing as a person. You need growth. A plant, see those, I feel sorry actually. I know it's a new technology, and if anybody doesn't like it, please, forgive me for this. It's my personal opinion. You know that, what they call it, the bone something, can't remember. You know, the Japanese technique where the plants have shrunk. They've stopped their growth. To some people, they might look pretty, but for me, I think it's just something that is like playing with the nature, right? I don't like playing with the nature. I love nature. I love everything that the way God has made it, including me. I think like this is perfect. You can't make no improvements, no amendments in what nature has done for you. You can go for plastic surgeries and become somebody else, but it would never be as real as you are, who you are. So basically, don't play with nature. So all I'm saying is same when I said about that plants being, miniature plants. Why I'm saying this, because human beings, you don't want to shrink. You don't want people to just make you a smaller version of you. No. You need growth. All the time, every moment is there to help you grow. Emotionally, mentally, physically, in every way. All you have to do is just keep yourself free. Freedom is life. If you are not free, you have to be free here first, and then you have to be free here. Some people are free physically, but mentally they are imprisoned. They're imprisoned by their past or relations. Why I keep talking about the relations? Because I've seen the abuse. I've seen how people get abused in their relations. Very close relatives, children, siblings, close friends, how they abuse them, how they take them for granted. Being kind doesn't mean being weak. Being kind is a blessing for yourself and for other people if they understand and appreciate it. If they don't, it's not your problem. That's not your problem. They are unfortunate. And if they are unfortunate, let them deal with their death. Let them grow in their time, in their life. You're not there to stand there, get abused, stop your growth, or letting them stop your growth. And then after that, you're dead. Inside you, you're dead. Death is not only when your breath stops going up and down. Death is of many types. There are so many types of deaths. Your emotional death. When you feel like a stone, people, circumstances, feelings, something brings you to the stage where you just can't love anybody. Well, that is a death of your emotions. Mental death. When you can't think, you feel like, I'm too tired to think about this. I'm too tired to... The minute you start thinking, you start feeling scared. Death. That's your mental death. Physical death is obviously the death we all know, right? But then there is another type of death. That's spiritual death. And that spiritual death is when you don't know who you are, don't want to know who you are. You never came in touch with yourself. You never got introduced to yourself. Living like an ignorant, living like somebody who doesn't know who they are. That is the death. And not even trying. So spiritual death is the death when you are feeling your soul is not happy. When your soul is not happy, what happens? Like, let me tell you, I'll give you a very, very easy example. Imagine a child sitting in a buggy, buckled up, right, in a pram. The child wants to come out and play. You are somewhere where you can't let them out. So what will the child do? Whatever is like milk bottle, water bottle, juice bottle, whatever is around, he will throw it, or she will throw that, and then they will start. They can't undo the buckle because obviously they can't undo the belt. They're a baby, but they will throw all kind of tantrums. The buggy, the pram will become a disaster because, and they will throw the things. They'll go like this. Some depends on the child how they are. But what I'm saying is because they're not happy there. So if your soul is not happy in any environment or in this body, because you're abusing your body, you're not looking after your body. You're not looking after your emotions. You're not looking after your mental health, emotional health. You're not looking after your where you are, in whichever environment you are. If you're not happy, your happiness is very important. If you're not happy, you're not alive, in my opinion. You might not even agree with that. But no, if you're not happy, you're not alive. So you can go on like that for some time, but there's a time when you have to see the sun also sinks, but it rises up. Next day, the sun is out with all its strength and brightness and beautiful energy. The sun also, like there's a hide and seek. So your circumstances, your life circumstances, your situations, your relatives, everybody is like clouds. They can probably pass by, and then you are the sun of your life. You are the sun. I'm the sun. So they can overshadow you for some time. Sometimes you even consciously or unconsciously even let them do that. But they have to go past. And you have to come out. If they stay there, it doesn't matter. You have to come out. Because if you don't do that, that is another type of death. Think about it. God knows how. 12, I've still got some time. Anyway, guys, the thing is, I love talking about these things, and I really, really want. It's not just like, oh, I'm just talking. It's like I just always feel that even if anything that I'm mentioning here can ring a bell in somebody's head, or their attention, it can catch their attention, and it can make a difference in their life, I think I've done something, at least something little good. So basically, this is my way of trying to contribute in this world, and trying to do something until I can do something very big, which I'm going to do soon, inshallah, touch wood. But the thing is, until then, I actually want to do whatever makes difference to other people as well. Okay, one more thing. As we're talking, we've still got some time, so let's just do this. I will show you one more thing, which is again, like, I don't have much space here, but first thing in the morning, squats. You know squats anyway. So in the morning, let me take my glasses off. Right. So in the morning, when you wake up, first thing in the morning, if you do the squats, okay, like this, go as down as you can, right? And stay here like this. Your arms, your shoulders and your hands should be on the same level. Okay? And then do it, stay there for as long as you can. Say 10 minutes, 5 minutes, start with the minimum time if you're not used to it. But then gradually just go for it and keep increasing the time. First thing in the morning, empty stomach without eating anything. It takes like 5 to 10 minutes. And then if you have to go to work or whatever, and Have your breakfast 10 minutes after that, but do it, please. You will see the difference. You will see, like, this is, if you never want to get cancer, I'm telling you, this is an Ayurvedic thing, okay? Not intervening in doctor's business or medical science or anything. No, I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not a qualified doctor. I'm just mentioning something what Ayurveda said, and it's been saying for the last 5,000 years. So it's just an information. When you're sitting like this in the squat position, so then you have to sit, right? Sit down like this. And then eat half an inch, start with half an inch and then go to 1 inch piece of ginger. Just chew it and swallow it. And you will see how it makes difference. It's a kind of prevention, according to Ayurveda, from so many diseases. Well, in particular, they said cancer, but like I said, I'm not a doctor. I can only share what I've known or what I have read or what, Ayurveda says. So if you want to implement that in your life, I think so many things can get fixed without you wasting your doctor's time or wasting the state's money or your own money on the medication and all that stuff. That's another type of slavery. Oh, let me put my slippers on, right? Okay, so that's another kind of slavery when you're dependent on the first thing in the morning, the first breath brings your medicine box. And then you go through those pills and just swallow them. So what kind of life is that? That's another kind of slavery, like you're dependent on something. I mean, if you need medicines, take medicines, guys. Please, I mean, we're living in a very funny world where people are just out there to just, oh, you said, you're anti-doctors, you're anti-medicine. You told people not to take medicine. No, none of that. It's a free will. It's my opinion. And I have a right to my own opinion. I'm just sharing it with whoever wants to pick up. I will never say stop your medication. No, I will never say don't go to your doctor. When you need it and there's no other way to help yourself, then do it. But why do you let it even come to that stage? Why? Why not to prevent the things before that? Prevention is always better than cure, So if you can actually prevent something bad from happening, then why not to do it? So that's why they say care is better than cure. So take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of your emotions, take care of your mental state, mental health, emotional health, physical health, spiritual health. Take a deep breath and then let it rolling. Life is happening. You don't need to row the boat all the time and start panting. Don't do that. Sometimes, have you ever seen, like when people are in a river, because I used to go, I love ocean and seaside and everything. So I used to go with my friends and sometimes we were rowing the boat. And it was so beautiful to see it that you row it for some time. And then when you're in the calmer waters, then you just sit there and you don't do nothing. And it just goes on the water without an effort or anything. Life is like that. There are times when you have to really make a little effort and row it, but don't keep doing it. Don't exhaust yourself because your boat it will swim on the waters. Calmer waters come. If, there's always a morning after night. Not for everybody. That's another thing I keep saying. Some people just say, well, when I say, well, be happy, all the time happy. Happiness is your birthright, guys. You don't need a reason for being happy. Just be happy. Hey, I'm happy. I love everything in this world. I love everything about myself. I love everything in this life. Be happy. Keep your energy revitalized. Keep yourself energized. And that will only happen when you will recognize the strength, your own control, and this control is not the negative control. No, control means like being on the top of the things. And this is for yourself. You're not there to control the people or the world or anybody else. As long as you have your own things in control, you're good. So yeah, some people say, well, why should I be happy? And I say, well, you woke up this morning. That's a good enough reason for being happy. Because so many didn't. So many people slept in the night, but they never saw that morning because that was it for them. You could be one of them. And if you're not, have some gratitude. Be thankful for this morning. Be thankful for this beautiful day that you've been given in your life. And make the most of it. Make the most of it. Do whatever you can do for the world. Do whatever you can do for other people without being obligated, without feeling tied up to any situation, any person or anybody. But if anything brings an unhappy moment in your life, don't let it repeat. Don't let it continue. Walk out. Walk away. The world is beautiful. There's always a place for you. There's always some food for you. There's always people for you. You just need to be brave enough to break the ties if they're not serving for you and move. That's it. All right. So this is it for today. And we are very close to a very long video. Right, 21 minutes something. Look after yourself. Be happy. Just be happy. Don't think like, what is the reason why I should be happy? Be happy. Keep smiling. And look after yourself first. Then look after everything else, everybody else around you, if you can. I'll talk to you tomorrow, inshallah.